Hey YouTube, Botanicated here. I decided to finally do an update on the Paludarium. Sorry for the glare outside. Let me open this glass so you can maybe see it a little better. So this is about 3 years old. I've got a couple different videos on making it on YouTube. It's went through quite a bit of change in the past couple years. A couple things I've done differently to it. I've actually took all the water out, replaced it with dirt, put ferns down there, and removed all the dirt and put water back in it again. So I've done a couple different things just to see kind of what I like and how it performs. But all in all, I'm very happy with it. I love it. It's a great display tank that we have setting up down here in our living room. There's one point where our downstairs actually flooded out, and I had to move this off its original stand. If you remember, the stand was warping, and I found this this dresser that made a much better stand for it. So I started using this. It's level. But no, we had to move it into a basement room for 3 days without electric. Everything did well though. The fish survived. You can see a little guy right there. Everything did pretty well. I did get a little bit of an algae bloom. I got some shrimp in there that are taking care of that slowly but surely. Just probably from stuff dying off, really. There's been a couple things die. Not fish-wise necessarily, more like plant-wise, but I kind of like how things are going. I've got the swords here that are doing really well. I got the blue boost over here that's doing fairly well. I've put him on different parts of the log, different starts of him, as you can see. The Nubius petite over there. Different aquatic plants that I've stuck in there. I like this little log. Pretty neat. 3 years this thing has been going. This is what it looks like. There's some things I would have changed if I could do it over, definitely. For one, I would have probably put this baby tears plant that I have up in there. I actually planted them up in there because the waterfall pump is under there. Sucks the water up all the way through there, over the plants, and then drizzles back down the rock wall, feeding the plants, giving them water up there so that it all grows in pretty well. If I had to do over, I would have left the waterfall there and maybe had the pump distribute the water over here, flow down, and then down. These plants, they're pretty hard to maintain, you know, up there. You got to cut them down a lot and kind of trim them back quite often. I love how this wall is coming in though. You know, this was a resurrection fern piece of bark that I put in there. Actually died off at one point, and then once I got everything back up and running and was maintaining care in it again, it actually came back to life. And as you can see, all kinds of different ferns growing in there, and probably some mugwort, some butterworts, different things going. So yeah, doing well. One of my ant plants, he is doing fairly well. I love these guys. Something I'm into right now are ant plants. I got all kinds of different species that I'm trying my hand at. So we'll see. This air plant, which has been the centerpiece since I've had the tank, is still there and thriving, doing fairly well. I did put some Venezuelan peperomias in here. I'm trying to get started right there. One there, and then I did put one under him, and hoping that these little epiphytes, however you pronounce them, they take root and grow. My mangrove is still in here doing okay. This is my mangrove tree, the red mangrove. I actually uprooted him a little bit just so he could regrow some roots and stuff. I'd like to get some water spangles maybe in here for the back. A couple different things I want to get. A lot of work I still want to do to this. A lot of aspirations for it still, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. As you can see, I've got a monsoon multi from Exoterra. Does fairly well. I didn't need a huge sprayer kit. I just needed a couple of small sprayers. As you can see, they go off about once an hour, a couple seconds. Keeps everything nice and humid. Up here I have my lights. Recently changed my lights over. On the bottom I have that CFL fixture with 3 bulbs, and then this is a beams work. Fairly inexpensive. I got it from eBay. Does a good job. It's still a work in progress. They always are, you know. You're always You're always growing it, you're always working on it, always furthering it, modifying it, adding on to it. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, it looks really cool down here where I have it in my basement. I enjoy looking at it. I like to hear the waterfall when it's quiet. Questions, comments, let me know. I'll do a couple of stills of it and show you guys. But if there's any questions you guys have, don't hesitate. Thanks for watching. See you guys.